Good morning, lovebirds. It's time to get into the tea with Love Lex P. Y'all know I say this every week. We have so much to get into today, y'all. We really do. So first off, let me say, I know I'm looking a little rough today, Chad, okay? I'm feeling a little under the weather, but what makes you feel good when you're not feeling so good? Hot tea. Ain't that right, Betty Jean? I know that's right. Okay, so first off, I have to say this past week has been super exciting. If you don't know, me and Drea have officially announced our new partnership with BET. We have a show coming out called Travel Queens. It comes out April 23rd. I'm super excited, so y'all make sure y'all always hashtag Travel Queens BET.
You guys ready?
Yeah. I'm Drea Nicole.
And I'm Lex P.
And together we are Travel Queens.
From Charleston to the streets of Cartagena. We're eating good.
That's up my alley.
Drinking good.
Cheers. And experiencing the beauty of different cultures. It's gonna be fun. So we're taking you to incredible destinations. Make sure y'all support your girls, because we finna do it big. We finna be on TV, you know what I'm saying? And per usual, y'all know we're gonna get through these hot topics today, and then we're gonna get into the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And like I said, y'all, the tea is scorching hot this week. We have a lot to cover, so I'm gonna go ahead and jump into it, y'all. So first things first. Public enemy number one, the person that nobody wants to see free, was denied parole. Y'all guessed it. Yolanda Saldivar was denied parole. It has been 30 years since she took Selena away from us, y'all. And she was denied parole. I think Yolanda has severely underestimated how much people love Selena. I don't care if it was a crime of passion. I don't care what you did. I think this truly shows that you will never be forgiven. And to me, I'm like confused. Why do you even want to be free? You honestly safe for where you're at. I'm surprised that she done made it this far, Betty. You know what I'm saying? Yes. So I am so happy. Selena's family actually released a statement when she was denied parole as well. I'll read a brief sentence or two from that. It says, today we are grateful that the Texas Board of Pardons and Paroles has chosen to deny parole for Yolanda Saldivar. While nothing can bring Selena back, this decision reaffirms that justice continues to stand for the beautiful life that was taken from us and millions of fans around the world far too soon. So of course they said, a lot of other beautiful things about the beautiful Selena, but I'm so glad that they denied her parole. I think this is one of the few instances where we can see that justice has been served. I honestly kind of wish, it's like, how old is she now? It's time for her to go on to glory. Well, or not so glorious, because she ain't going up there where my people at. That's where she not going. So she can be up. She's up for parole again in 2030. And hopefully she'll get denied again. But thank you again to the Board of Pardons and Paroles. We applaud y'all. Y'all ate that down, period. Okay, moving on, y'all. Y'all know that was the this news. Now we go into this side. Y'all know I got to give y'all a white update every week. This is absolutely crazy to me, y'all. So y'all know we have been reporting on Gene Hackman and his wife's death for, a little minute now. I have to give y'all an update that was actually kind of shocking to me. I said, I can't wait to tell my girls, my lovebirds, what's going on. And I'm sorry for the guys. I know it's some of y'all in here too. But listen, y'all. Gene Hackman and his wife Betsy's bodies have still been left unclaimed. They are still sitting in the morgue or wherever they are. Bodies are still left unclaimed. It's been more than a month since they have passed. Gene has 3 kids. He has a son and 2 daughters. And I'm just assuming that their relationship was extremely, extremely strained. Now, the TMZ did report that possibly the family could still, y'all, be planning a funeral of some sorts, and maybe they just haven't gone and picked up the body yet. I don't know, child, but I don't know if it's crazy to me if that Betsy doesn't have any family either. I mean, they took that ain't no such thing as friends, only associates line too far. Because I just can't believe there is nobody there to claim their bodies. Oh my goodness, so sad. Rest in peace to Gene Hackman and Betsy and the dog. I wonder where the dog at. Jesus Christ. So moving on, y'all. Atlanta has been taking some hits lately. Rapper Young Scooter passed away last night. This literally just happened. And he passed away on his birthday. If you don't know who Young Scooter is, he had the song I Can Make Cocaine. I just fell in love with a cute.
I can make cocaine. I just fell in love with a Cuban.
That was that song that Rick Ross had remixed and he was moonwalking. Y'all remember his big ass was moonwalking. Y'all remember that? Yeah. So Young Scooter, he is one of the OGs in Atlanta, had a lot of fire mixtapes, a lot of good songs. He was allegedly fleeing from the police when he was jumping a fence and he severely injured his leg while he was jumping the fence. Now, I will say I'm not a doctor, and I know a lot of people are like, that's not what happened, but there was reportedly no gunshots fired. And I will say, you have a major artery in your leg. You have a major artery in your leg. How do I know this? Because y'all growing up in Orange, Texas, it was a lot of work out there where like people would do like chainsaw work. And a lot of times they would put them chainsaws, they would rest them on their legs, right? It was like not a lot, but it was like a few cases where they were nicking this artery in their thigh from leaning on the chainsaw. I don't know, maybe it falling. And I mean, they would be gone in like 5 minutes. So there's a main artery somewhere in your leg. They saying that he bled out. Crazy way to go. And on his birthday. So my condolences to Young Scooter and all of Atlanta, all of his family. I'm not sure if he had children or not, but that's just crazy. I feel like it's just a lot of craziness going on in the world. Lord have mercy. Okay, moving on to some more tea. Child, I could not believe this when somebody sent this to me because I'm like, what is going on? Marvin Sapp basically tried to hold his church, the church he was preaching at, hostage until they came up with $40,000. He got up on stage and said, ushers, close the doors. Close the doors. Y'all ain't going nowhere. Y'all ain't finna go nowhere but to a restaurant anyway. Exactly. I'm hungry. And he said, it's 1,000 of y'all in here and it's 1,000 of y'all online. If everybody gives $20, we'll be at $40,000. And he was like, I'm not talking to the pastors. It costs money to be up here, not y'all.
And they understand the cost that is involved. There's 1,000 of you. I said, close them doors. Ushers, close the doors. Close the doors. Close the doors. We all gonna leave together. Y'all ain't going no place but to the restaurant. There's 1,000 of you tonight, and those that are watching, it's 1,000 that's watching online. This is a small seed. If I get 1,000 online to give this, if I get 1,000 in the sanctuary to give this, that's $40,000 tonight. I'm challenging each of you all down here to give a $20 seed. I actually think $20 is a lot of money. $20, believe it or not, when my late wife, Linda P. Sapp, was alive, was a good date. I could take her to the movies, buy a box of popcorn, get 1 soda, 2 straws. I wasn't cheap, that's swag. I was looking in her eyes, she's looking in mine. Can't do that no more. Now, everyone up here, we've all sold and seeded, but I need everyone standing up here with us, with me, to plant a seed of $100. Because again, it costs to sit up here. I got you.
But everybody else, first of all, this is the thing. I get it. You're supposed to pay your tithes, okay? We all know that. But to force people, you don't know what people are going through financially. And I know a lot of y'all are probably like, oh, well, $20 isn't that much. You don't know what people are going through financially, because there was a time in my life where I was going to church to pray to God to please just help me make my rent next month. I couldn't pay my tithes at the moment. Me paying my tithes was showing up. Okay. So that $20 could have been somebody's money to last them for the week. I just think that it's very, very, it's it's not classy to do that. It's very uncouth, okay? I think that when you go to church, if you have the means to pay your tithes, but to pressure people like that and put people on the spot, because now what if somebody has to walk up and say, hey, I'm sorry, Pastor, I really don't have $20 today. Not everybody looking at you like you're crazy, like, why you ain't got $20? Not everybody in my business. I just think that's not the way to go about it. I think what they could have did is like have the people at the door, have something to scan, a little Cash App or something to scan. And if you can scan, you can. And if you can't, keep it pushing. He came out with a statement after saying, oh, it came off wrong. It's not how it looks. All these apologies. This is why I think a lot of people are being driven away from the church, if I'm being honest, because it's just a lot of craziness that goes on in the church sometimes, if I'm being fair. I think a lot of times praising God, I want to be careful with my words now. Some of the judgiest people you will meet will sometimes be in that church house. And I say that because, okay, recently there was a clip that I had did with cocktails. And it was and we were talking about how, you know, I started going back to church and I've turned over a new leaf and I'm just taking my steps slowly. But my journey back to God is personal. I don't like to talk about it that much, but y'all should have seen the comments. It was people like, oh, you can't say you're going back to church and you're still living like this. This is why people don't like to talk about their journey or what they're going through with God, because a lot of people that get to Bible thumping, they get real judgy. My journey doesn't look like yours, okay? My journey don't look like yours, okay? But I'm gonna get there, all right? And I just feel like the way Marvin Sapp got up there and just demanded that $20 like that, when you don't know what every single one of them 1,000 people in that church are going through, I just think it was very disconnected to what the state of the economy is right now. Eggs is $36.99 for 6 of them, Marvin. Like I said, I do believe you should pay your tithes if you can. I would have said, hey, can y'all just give something? Something is better than nothing, okay? Marvin Sapp, you got $40,000. Why don't you give it? Why don't you cover everybody's tithes? Why don't you be a blessing? And so how about this? The people who do have the $20, give the $20. But if you don't have your $20, Marvin, how about you donate your $20 for every person that don't have it? Okay? I just thought that was a little off. God bless you, Marvin, but come on now. All right, now, moving on. Ooh, I got to go back to these people now. I can't get too much on my folk. We got to get back to these folk, okay? Y'all know the famous Hulk Hogan. He was married to Linda Hogan, and they had 2 kids, Nick and Brooke Hogan. So y'all know Hulk Hogan is racist. We always say prayers down to that bald man. We don't like him. We don't deal with him. So recently, Linda Hogan released a Facebook video, and she was just crying, saying that her family has fallen apart. Brooke, she hasn't spoken to Brooke in 7 to 8 years. Brooke got married. She had kids. She hasn't even met the kids. She didn't even know what's going on. And she was saying that basically Brooke and Hulk got into it. And Brooke stopped talking to Hulk, but she also stopped talking to the mama. And the mama's like, what did I do? What did I do? I'm so confused.
Out there and know that all these horrible things are going on behind the scenes. Yet he marches on. He marches on like, yeah, oh, I'm promoting my own beer, real American beer. Yeah, look at me. Woo! Yeah, he's such a hero, right? Not. Okay, I'm going to give him my thumbs down. I've given him more opportunities to come back and make us a family and try to, I'm sorry, it's so sad. And it's been 20 years and I'm still this sad. Somebody please explain that. I don't know. It just doesn't get better. I do love living alone. I don't ever want to be married again after him. Trust me. But
so y'all thought only black folk had tea and drama going on in their home? No, they got it going on too. So Brooke released a statement and she was basically saying, I have lied so much for my family to cover up what was really going on, and I'm tired. I have released myself and I have set myself free. Now, I will say, you never know what goes on behind closed doors, but I think it is so manipulative. If you're trying to reach out to somebody and they're not responding to you, and then you run to the internet with them fat ass tears falling from your eyes, we don't have sympathy. Because I have to question your character, Linda, to even marry somebody like Hulk Hogan. Okay? So I am on Team Brooke with this one. I think she has found her peace. She has created her own family. She is married with her beautiful children. She seems happy. You know, I was a Brooke stan growing up. Do y'all remember that song she had with Paul Wall? But yeah, she had a song called What About Us featuring the one and only Paul Wall. So my girl has been down for a very long time. So I'm all about separating from the family and finding your peace. Linda, keep your tears off the internet, because I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care. Ain't that right, Betty? Yes, girl, done ran to the internet and told all their business like we was gonna take your side. Girl, I'm always questioning your judgment. Moving on, since we still talking about family, we're going from put that thing down, flip it and reverse it, y'all. Sean Kingston and his mama is going to jail, y'all. Mama Janice and Sean Kingston are going to jail. They were found guilty in a federal wire fraud trial. Now, I'm not going to lie to y'all. I don't have much to say about this, but let me tell you, I finally got an inside source. Yes, Betty. Love Lex P has an inside source, okay? I finally got one. My inside source told me that Sean Kingston has been living out of his means for years, and they surprised that it took this long, child. Allegedly, child. I can't do no wire fraud. I only got $2.63 left for the week for Love Lex P, but I'm telling y'all, they said this man has lived out of his means for years, and they are not surprised, honey. Let me say this, too. Sean Kingston, I feel like, is a tall tale example of when you get money, the worst thing you can do is create more bills for yourself, okay? Listen to me. When you get money, the worst thing you can do is create more bills for yourself, okay? I understand you want to get a nice car, you want to get a nice house, things, but get rid of all the debt. Live as small as possible. Sean Kingston, you aren't married. You don't have any kids from what I know. Why do you need a big old mansion? Why do you need that? You don't. You could have found you a nice little quaint house or a nice little penthouse somewhere and called it a day. So I don't feel sorry for thieves. I don't have it in my heart to feel sorry for people who doing wire fraud and because who you stealing that money from? A lot of times the victims be old people. And I don't like that, okay? So it looks like they're going to jail, and it's punishable up to 20 years. All right. That's all I got to say about that. Moving on. Dawn Robinson's update. If y'all remember, Dawn Robinson is a member of En Vogue. A few weeks ago, I reported that she was living in her car. Now, JD had made a statement saying, you know, it seems like it's a choice, blase, blase. Dawn responded, and she said, I've only met JD once. Why attack me? You know, why not ask if I'm okay? You know, we're both in this industry. We're peers. Why not say something nice and positive? She was mad, y'all. She was going off.
And somebody also said she has an assistant. I saw Jermaine Dupri weighing in and saying, you know, this is her choice. This is what she wants to do. She has an assistant. You're not, you know, unhoused with an assistant.
Right, exactly. And for that comment, I was like, first of all, I've only met him once in my life, if that. I remember being around, but not directly meeting him. So I don't even think we said hello and shook hands or gave a hug. So I was shocked. Usually artist to artist don't, you know what I mean? He's a producer, but he's still an artist. We don't attack each other like that. Like you would swear that he knows me directly. Like he knows my story and why. It's like, where are you coming from? It was a shock, but I'm like, some people have to just be negative. And he doesn't know my story, so he's assuming, instead of reaching out to me directly and saying, hey, you know, I heard about your situation. What do you need? Are you okay?
But I'm going to say, honestly, I'm going to have to take JD's side on this. This is no shade. When I watched JD's video, he was more so saying, y'all are feeling bad for her, but she chose this lifestyle. That's what I took from the video. So JD responded back. He said, "I'm sorry she viewed what I was saying as an attack. I felt like she didn't watch my video. She heard what someone said because if you watch my video, I was trying to defend her because I watched her video very thoroughly and realized what she was saying was that this was her choice." And I agree with JD. I took the same thing from the video when I watched Dawn Robinson's video. I was like, okay, this is a choice. She's not, down bad or whatever y'all are saying. So I think maybe she kind of took it the wrong way. But honestly, living out your car, whether it's a choice or not, your emotions are probably high. It's probably a lot just because she probably didn't expect for all the blogs to pick it up like they did. And she was probably just on defense mode. But I do agree with JD. I don't think he meant to be nasty or rude. And I think maybe she kind of took it the wrong way. And speaking of taking things the wrong way, this wasn't actually on my list because I forgot this happened, child. Let's add some hot tea. Yeah, pour it up, Betty. Pour it up. I forgot about this tea. So Caresha went on Club Shay Shay. And basically she was saying something about, if a woman is up and down skinny, they talk about her, say she look like a little boy, then she got to get a BBL. Then if she get a BBL, her body fake. If she too big, oh, you fat. Then you lose weight. Oh, you a sellout and things like that. So then she said, Lizzo, for example, Lizzo lost some weight. She looks great. And now everybody's attacking her. It's like, you can't win. So Lizzo gets on stream or live or something and she calls Caresha like, so why did you use my name? Like, what you trying to say? And everybody was like, oh, Lizzo, you're wrong. Caresha was taking up for you. She was just saying that, no matter what you do, you're always in the wrong. And at first, I definitely agree with what everybody was saying. I was like, Caresha wasn't wrong. And I still do think that Caresha was taking up for Lizzo. But this is what I have to say. I actually talked to my friend about this. And she was like, the thing is, it's not about Caresha taking up for her. It's like, just stop using my name in these conversations. Like, use yourself, for example, but don't be throwing my name in it. And I'm not even in that interview. I have nothing to, me and you aren't friends. We ain't never done no work together, this and XYZ. Stop using me as an example because every time I get on the blog, it's like, oh, Lizzo is a poster child. Lizzo's like, I'm not a poster child for any of this. So I think instead of attacking Lizzo, we need to look at it from both sides. I don't think Caresha was being rude at all. I don't. But I can understand Lizzo is probably tired of y'all using her as an example for everything when it comes to body positivity. Because she's like, I didn't sign up for this. I'm just a woman trying to navigate my 30s and find my confidence just like y'all are. So I'm kind of on both sides of that. Let me know what y'all think. You know what I'm saying? Just let me know. All right, moving on. This is some hot tea. Now, I really got to be careful when I talk about certain people because these are people that I want on my show. Again, Caresha, love her down. Lizzo, love her down. Cardi B, love her down. Offset, I would love to have them on the show. You know what I'm saying? But I have to report what's going on, child. Cardi B went on Spaces on Twitter and dropped some bombs, y'all. She said that Offset has been calling her, threatening her life, threatening to take his own life. He has been having his new girlfriend in the house. He's been sending videos of him and Cardi having sex to the new guys that she's been dating or allegedly talking to. That Offset has just been losing his mind. To threaten the life of somebody and threaten your own life. I don't take threats lightly. I don't care if you joking or just trying to get my attention or not.
I've been letting motherfuckers troll me for a long time, leaving me crazy voicemails, telling me crazy stuff in text messages, trolling me, hitting up niggas that I be dealing with. Now it's my turn. Now it's not fun. Now it's not fun, right? When the demon is inside of me, getting your fucking little fucking. Oh, and by the way, and you wanna know how all this started? This started because he want to get his blog friends to troll me. Mind you, y'all know I got a lot of blogger friends. I don't tell my blogger friends to bother y'all. And mind you, I've been telling Bardigan to please leave things peacefully, but I don't give a fuck. If I don't get my apology by noon, I want an apology, not by one, but by both. By both. Cause the niggas be putting a bug in a bit in bitch's ear. And it's like, bitch, you met the right one, bitch. You met the fucking right one. I don't know what niggas told you about me, but both of y'all met the right one. I want my apology by fucking noon. I'll let y'all know if I get the apology. If I don't, it's going to be hell. I'm exposing every fucking thing. Everything. Thank you. And yes. Oh, Cardi, wait for the music. No. I have a personal life too. I be going through shit with my personal life. If I wanna fucking talk about it, I'm gonna talk about it. The fuck? Shit, y'all know what the fuck I've been going through. I just keep it to myself. But motherfuckers will pay today. Today is the day. Today is payday. Today is payday. I want my check early.
So I think that unfortunately this divorce is going to get very, very, very messy. And let me say all of this is alleged now. Cardi said this, allegedly. All right, Offset, I only got $1.69. Please, sir. I'm just reporting. Because let me say this. You know, Offset went off on Just Hilarious because she was saying some stuff on the Club Shay Shay interview about him and Cardi's situation, and Offset didn't like that. Let me say something, Shay Shay. Stop bringing up other people's names in the interview, because you be getting people in some mess now. If they do an interview, ask about me. Shit. But anyways, so I have a feeling that this divorce is going to get really messy. I always say this. Let's focus on the children. You know what I'm saying? There's kids involved. And for the new girl, whoever is dating Offset, for you to be participating in these shenanigans, allegedly, you need to look yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, why? What am I doing here? What am I getting out of this? I hate to see women participating in other women's like demise of their relationship. It's real weird, because Cardi said that she called the girl and was like, why are you in my house? Are you in my house? She was like, well, you haven't been here for 3 years. How do you feel as a woman or as a man sitting in somebody else's house? Y'all don't feel weird doing stuff like that? I guess not, because rent do be due now. Rent do be due. Yes, Betty. Rent be due. I get it. You don't got to pay rent. You live here rent free, so you don't know that struggle. So your opinions don't count. But anyways, prayers to Cardi and Offset and their family. Like I said, I think if they would focus on the kids, this divorce hopefully won't get as ugly as I think it is going to get. But I hate to see, people have to tell their side. But honestly, I feel like Cardi probably ran to the internet with that because she's probably afraid. That's scary for somebody to say, hey, I'm going to take you out and I'm going to take myself out. That is horrifying. We've seen this story play out a lot of times in the media, you know what I'm saying, where people make threats and they keep those threats, okay? So, Lord have mercy. It's a lot of hot topics. It's a lot of stuff going on this week, y'all. Let me know what you think. What else do y'all want me to talk about coming up next week, y'all? And if you have not done your Real Housewives of Atlanta homework, stop it right now and go watch the latest episode, because we finna get into it right now. All right, I hope you did your homework. We are officially on episode 3 of Real Housewives of Atlanta. And I don't know about y'all, but I have really been enjoying this season. I feel like they're easing us into the drama that is yet to come, and it's been doing a good job to me. So let's get into the homework, y'all. So first thing, we're going to get Britt out the way. She didn't have a lot going on episode 3. First of all, her house is beautiful. I know I've been hard on Britt the first 2 episodes. I'm trying, y'all. I am trying, okay?
Did I do that?
But her house is beautiful. I love the fact that she spoke on changing her type. She was like, I never really saw it for the athletes and the rappers. And, she changed her type in order for her to get married. Now, we gonna see. We gonna let the relationship play out, child. Because I'm not repeating what the internet's saying, because I don't like to do that. But yeah, they saying that she might have changed her type a little too far, child. Yes, Betty. You know what I'm getting at. Anyways, now I will say, the reason I'm just not sold on Britt yet, because some things just come off like not genuine. Like when the producer asked her, like, oh, you used to date Rick Ross, right? And she was like, yes, I used to date Rick Ross. Like, girl, stop acting like you aggravated. You probably told the producers to ask you that. Okay? Like, all you had to say was, yes, y'all, I used to date Rick Ross. I know if you don't know me, I dated Rick Ross. Like, it's okay. Girl, it's okay. Don't act like you aggravated. Okay, so anyways, moving on now to Portia. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. I do not like this Portia and Kelly storyline where Kelly just cares so much about Fallon and why Portia took Simon from Fallon. Like, we all know how Simon is. Not saying that Portia is innocent, but this whole Kelly coming at her about Simon, I'm bored. I'm over it. It seems just a little bit fake, but I like the fact that they had happy hour together and talked it out, but it was just given that Kelly never really cared and that the producers told her to act like she cared, okay? And moving on to Portia and her mom, you know, they had a mommy-daughter date, and, you know, Portia is talking about her divorce and how she's been going through so much. And then she talks about how, you know, in episode 2, Shamia, Angela, and Drew went to work out. And if you recall, you know, Angela and Shamia got into it pretty bad. Drew and Angela had a lot to say about Portia, and Shamia ended up leaving. So obviously Shamia went back to report to Portia everything that's going on. Well, y'all take note. Lex P do not lie to y'all. So notice Portia's mom is like, why did Shamia bring this back to you? You already are going through a lot. Why is she telling you that other people are basically talking mess about you? And Portia was just really on some, you know, I think she was just kind of letting me know what's going on. But I told y'all, they are going to start this storyline of Portia and Shamia kind of butting heads. So them throwing in that little clip of Portia's mom saying, why would Shamia do that? That's kind of like rude when she knows you're going through something. I'm telling y'all, they are building something up. Shamia and Portia are going to have an argument this season. I just feel it. I'm not saying that I want it to happen, but I just feel it. And to close out this episode, I love Portia. I tell y'all this every week. I'm very biased when it comes to Portia. Y'all know that. I apologize in advance. I'm sorry. But I will say this. To me, I truly feel like this whole divorce storyline with her, I do not think Portia was really in love with Simon. I think she's more embarrassed. I think she keeps talking about how he was supposed to be my protector, and oh my gosh, my kid was around him, and we intertwined our families and all this. I don't think it was that she was so in love with him. I think she's just embarrassed because it's a lot of people right now being like, I told you so. So I don't know, Portia. I'm not really buying that you said that you and Simon are divorced. It's given that you're more embarrassed, which I get it, child. I couldn't imagine going through a breakup publicly. I dump my men behind closed doors. You don't get that luxury, okay? So I don't know if I'm buying it, Portia. I love you down, though. All right, moving on to Miss Drew. Now, I'm not gonna lie. Miss Drew's song sounds really good. Drew can sing. I know how we feel about Drew because the past that we've had with her, if you watch the game, we didn't like her on the game because she stole Melanie Man. Drew has been kind of weird with this whole Portia and Dennis situation. I've never been a huge Drew fan, but I can say the girl can sing, okay? Now, the song is good. I don't know about this TikTok challenge that you and Dennis trying to do.
Hey, Southern Soul, I know y'all on fire right now with y'all line dancing, but you know, we from the Midwest, man. You know, Chicago, Detroit, man. We get our own step in. Yo, what we got, man? Chicago Slide. We got 1,000 for y'all. Come on.
Oh, yes. Make sure you submit the Chicago Slide dance. We're looking for the best slide. Upload your video to TikTok. Make sure you hashtag myself, Dennis, so we can see your video. $1,000 on the line. We will fly you to Atlanta and hang with us, all right? So make sure y'all submit those videos.
Video shoot ASAP. Come on, we need y'all. Let's go.
Drew, if I have any advice for you, please get a social media manager. Because I can say this as an older woman. I'm 35 years old. When it comes to social media, people in our age range, we will embarrass ourselves really quick if you don't have somebody young on your team to help you out. All right? Because we are just out the loop, honey. And I don't know what you and Dennis was trying to do with that TikTok video, child. So I do believe that Drew is not taking accountability because you keep saying Dennis was your angel. He's been there for you to be supportive through this divorce. And then now you saying, oh, we don't talk on the phone. We only text. Then the producers, you know they messy. They show a clip of you and Dennis on the phone. So what's the truth? Do y'all only text or do y'all be on the phone? We know y'all be on the phone. So tell us the truth. So I don't like that she's not holding accountability. She keeps saying that she was reaching out to Portia. Sending a text on some important information is not good enough. What you should have did is once you realized that you and Portia when Portia canceled dinner on you, you should have called her either that night or the next day, said, hey, Portia, look, I've been trying to have a conversation with you. I wanted to have it in person. We can't seem to meet up. So this is what's going on. You could have FaceTimed her. I just think it's a lot of excuses coming from Drew's end on, oh, I tried to tell Portia. Girl, you were sending a text message every 2-3 weeks. Again, I know I'm biased when it comes to Portia. I just feel like with information that important, Drew should have done a little bit more to reach out to Portia, because Portia is just thinking, okay, she's just trying to link up and go eat. I don't feel like doing that, or whatever the case may be. So now to give y'all a little hot tea, Dennis and Ralph got into it the other day on Instagram, y'all. Let me read. I'm gonna post them on the screen too. Let me read y'all. So Dennis posted the Lulu video, Who Wants It? The Lulu is Drew Store's new song. Ralph put, yo, you wild for trying to exploit me. Didn't you cheat on Portia while she was pregnant? Y'all gonna make me turn up in a minute. Dennis responded, invite me on the podcast. I guess we overdue for a convo. Ralph responded, done. Let's make it happen soon. And Dennis replied, let's do it. And yes, I did cheat. Portia didn't even bring that up no more. What day we doing it? And Ralph responded, happy for y'all, Monday. This is my thing. I don't like men who just do a lot for attention. I hate let me get online and pop my, like, what are y'all doing? Talking about coming on a podcast. Only people that need mics in the world are women. And I said what I said. I don't care. I don't want to see Dennis and Ralph on no podcast talking about nothing. Because, I mean, let's keep it honest. Ralph, your wife isn't even the main character. And Dennis, you and Portia haven't been together in years. I don't know why. We are not trying to hear y'all talk. No shade, no tea. But I think Ralph and Dennis are just corny to me. I'm sorry. I have to say it. I love Portia down. I love mini Portia down, Portia Jr., PJ, love her down. But yeah, Dennis and Ralph just don't do it for me, especially Ralph. Baby, you living in your wife's basement right now. You really should not be on nobody's mic. You need to be talking to a realtor, okay? All right. And then Ralph, you don't even have a lawyer. You were cross-examining Drew yourself. Like, what are we doing here? Go get you a lawyer. Why are you cross-examining people? I can just imagine he was up there acting like Martin. Y'all remember that Martin episode where he was his own lawyer or whatever?
Closing statement.
Yes, Miss Judge, Your Honor. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, my brother, I'm gonna get right to the point. I think the case should be thrown out due to the fact that I'm insane. Build a pocket knife, build a pocket knife, build a pocket knife. My mommy say that, I doubt that. We'll be coming around the mountain when we come. We'll be coming around the mountain when we come. We'll be coming around the back, we'll be good around the back, we'll be good around the back. Heart, heart.
Child, it's just giving hot mess. All right, so moving on. Ooh, I got some hot tea for y'all, right? So Angela just doesn't even know that she spills her own tea and she's trying not to spill it. And I like Angela. I do. I'm not gonna lie. I do like Angela. She does it for me. She gives me like, I've been a baddie my whole life. You can tell when somebody has been bad their whole life just by the way they carry themselves. But as bad as she's been her whole life, she's one of them women who kind of just like go for anything. And I'm not a go for anything type of woman. So Angela was talking about how when she first met Charles, they were staying in the same apartment complex. And she would always ask the concierge, you know, a little 1-2 about him. Girl, you know what type of man that was. So you already letting us know you knew what type of man he was and you was trying to clock his tea. If you have to do all that to be with a man, that just lets you know that's not the man you want to be with, okay? So she starts talking about how her and Charles had a rough 2017 and he got kicked out of the Chicago arena because the owner of the Bulls didn't like him or something. And he was just going through it and they separated. They started living separately. And, you know, she couldn't heal him. He had to heal himself. Baby, Charles was outside. So after doing some research, we found out Charles had an outside baby. That was what they were going through. Not that Charles was so upset that he got kicked out of the arena. Girl, Charles started seeing somebody else, had an outside baby. Not only that, a Wendy Williams, y'all know this is Wendy Williams 2.0 now. A Wendy Williams clip has resurfaced. I'm going to insert that clip. And basically Wendy was saying, yeah, this is a long time ago. This is before Angela was even on our radar. Angela walked up to Wendy and basically telling Wendy to forgive her husband for having an outside baby. She said, girl, it's just a baby.
And then she came over and said goodbye, and she gave me a hug, and then she whispered in my ear, she said, can I tell you something? I said, what? She goes, Wendy, it's only a baby. Oh. You can work this out. And I looked at her like, has this ever happened to you? So she said, yes. I said, did you work it out? And she pointed over to Charles and said, yes. I said, well, then you're more forgiving than me. So I said goodbye.
Okay, in your case, you may feel that way because Charles is the breadwinner. To tell Wendy that when Wendy is the breadwinner, girl, come on, Angela, you got some screws loose up here. It's not. I'm not liking it. I'm not liking it. So yeah, Angela, we know what Charles is. He is not a man that stays at home. That has nothing to do with you. You're a beautiful woman. But I get it. You're a little older. And when I say a little older, I consider myself a little older. I just mean like a lot of times when you feel like you found my man, I don't feel like being outside no more. So I get it. Not making that excuse. Couldn't be me though. I'll just say that right now. Okay. Moving on. I do think it's strange that Angela is just this whole her and Shamia thing of them headbutting behind their friends. Angela and Shamia really don't have an issue with each other. The issue is Angela is taking up for Drew. And Shamia is taking up for Portia. Angela, what is the issue with Shamia taking up for Portia if the only reason you're beefing with her is because you're taking up for Drew? You are getting on her for the same thing that you're doing. And I know y'all keep saying, y'all probably like, Lex, I thought you said you liked Angela. I do. I would like her to get her story straight. She lie like me, but she need to get her lies better. You got to lie better, child. Okay, I'm trying to help you. So Shamia, now I will say, I really enjoyed her and Angela reading each other down at the Balmain event, the Mommy and Me event that Kelly threw. They were reading. It was shade. It was entertainment. It was some good reads. Angela calling Shamina. She was like, you're a mean girl. It's giving Shamina. That ate. And I love Shamia, but that ate. Shamia saying Angela got a retro 99 nose. It ate. It ate. Angela saying Shamia is Flavor Flav because she's the biggest hype man in the world. Now, at first I thought she was being colorist. So I almost got mad, but she was like, no, because you're a hype man. Your nose, you want to talk about my nose, but your nose is always up Portia ass. It ate. This is what I'm talking about. Let's get back to the messy reads. So the ending of the episode was perfection to me. I enjoyed those nasty, funny reads. Shamia done sucked in her nose on the confessional, child. It was really funny. Because I will say this, Angela is a beautiful lady, but you could definitely tell that nose job is a little outdated now. Yes, Betty. You see how Betty got that nice round nose? See, Betty got her, when you got your nose job? Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to tell your business. My bad, Betty. But Betty's is very round. Angela does have that sharp Jackson nose, as Shamia said. She said, I dressed up as Flavor Flav for Halloween, but I didn't know you were showing up as LaToya Jackson today. It ate. The reads ate. I was highly entertained. I don't know about y'all, but like I said, this season is doing it for me. I know y'all are mad that Nene's not here, Phaedra's not here, or whatever the case may be. Kenya doesn't have confessionals, but I'm telling y'all, we're never going to get peak Real Housewives of Atlanta. When it was like Sheree, Nene, Kim, that's not coming back. What I have to say now is enjoy what we have now. We have to stop being so hard on the black women that we see on TV before they take them all away because y'all want to criticize. Y'all been talking about the editing. Oh, this looks like Love and Hip Hop. Child, just watch the show. Okay? Just watch it. I'm having a good time. I hope y'all are too. Okay? Now, next week is episode 4. Now, I think we're about to start getting into the Brit and Kenya drama. I think that's going to be the explosive thing of the season. We're really about to start getting into why Kenya and Brit have so much drama and tea. Again, I'm going to watch how this Shamia Portia storyline unfolds as well. They're not talking about it much. This is just my prediction. I could be wrong, but you never know. Okay, so I hope y'all enjoyed the tea today. I was a little bit under the weather, so I hope y'all couldn't tell too bad. I'm just not feeling good, but I had to get some tea to make me feel better. Thank you, Betty. Yeah, I feel better already. So make sure y'all tune in to Love Lex P every Monday, 10 a.m. Travel Queens is coming April 23rd on BET Her, and Poor Minds every Friday. And I love y'all so much, lovebirds. I hope y'all enjoyed this episode today, and I'll see y'all next week on Love Lex P. Bye, y'all.